Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing okay. Now, honestly, I still can't process everything that happened. It feels so surreal that we've just beaten Man City. I honestly can't believe it. It has been the longest time since we've beaten Man City. And I did feel a bit more confident going to the game. Obviously, in the season at the Emirates, I feel more comfortable. The home fans are there, there's more support there. So I felt like going to the game, we had more of a chance to do that. So that was definitely a positive going to the game. But yeah, it did surprise me to see that we won, and I honestly feel so surreal. Martinelli with that fantastic goal, Havertz with the assist, not couldn't get more better than that. And it was, it was looking like it was going to be a draw, and I think for me a draw is probably a good result, but considering that Rodri is out, we needed to make the most of that and capitalise on that and win that game, because Rodri will be back for the next game at Man City, and we've just got to go for it and win against Man City, because we obviously don't have all of our players there, and Partey came on eventually, but it's obviously we've made the most of that. So very, very happy, and I'm still in shock. I can't believe we have won. Yeah, amazing. But I will talk a bit about the game, get into that, because I'm speechless. When we scored, I just couldn't get my head around it. It's amazing to beat them. So yeah, very happy. Um, but yeah, I do want to talk a bit about the lineup, because Saka wasn't involved, and I felt a bit disappointed because we could have saved him for this game, and Arteta chose not to, and I did think we missed him in a big chunk of the game. Martinelli came on and gave us this energy that we really needed and that we lacked in the game. So I definitely feel like, yeah, I think Saka was missed so much by the team. We really missed him in the team. It wasn't the same without him. And we saw Jesus on the right hand side, and he was trying to make things happen, and he made a good effort of things. But Saka obviously was really missed as well. Ridiculous not to send Kovacic off yet. I do want to talk about that, because Liverpool got a really bad decision against them, and then the referees, the VAR people came out and said, after the game, that goal should have stood, and it didn't. So I feel like they're continuously making these mistakes all the time. And, if he would have got sent off, that would have changed the game for us, probably at that moment in time. And I do think it was a very reckless challenge from him, because it could have gone really dangerous for Odegaard. His, ankles or his leg could have, been badly hurt. And same with Declan Rice. He wasn't in a good position at all. So I don't know how the referee didn't do anything with that. It's really bizarre. Yeah, it's like when they were checking it, VAR, I was thinking, you know what, possibly, they're going to send him off. And when they didn't, I was like, so shocked. He should have had a red card, and it wasn't fair for us that he had to stay on the pitch, because in the past, if it was a player like Xhaka, or if it was just another player, they'd have been sent off like that. But I felt like the referees were on Man City side quite a bit. Felt very, yeah, it isn't fair. Yeah, it's definitely corruption for sure. A lot of fans, rival fans, have tweeted out that should have been a red card. I didn't see anyone online that said that shouldn't have been red. It was red. Two awful challenges, and he hadn't. I think, in fact, he never got a second yellow. For the Declan Rice challenge is an absolute joke. That was definitely a red card, and it is hard, because the problem is players or managers can't question referees, because we know they get fined. And Arsene Wenger always used to say, it's like, they're untouchable. If you say anything about the referees, you're the one that will get charged. You're the one that will have to pay a big fee, which is an absolute joke. And I guess footballers do earn a lot of money, and they can afford to pay that. But at the end of the day, as fans, we should speak out about it. And obviously players can't always do that. They might make hints online, and they might put an emoji out, but you can't really talk out about referees if you're a footballer, which is absolutely not fair. I've said this. Referees should be explaining their decisions at the end of the game. They should be questioned like managers do, like players do. And I think yeah, it was a bad decision. And we won, and I'm happy, and I'm not going to complain about that. But the referee situation is one that's always been dodgy, that needs to be checked out, because at Liverpool, they have lost a point that could have really been valuable to them, in the season, if they are challenging for the league and it comes to the end and say they're 1 point behind us or Man City, that would affect their season. So it's happened to us, it's happened to other teams. And I think with the replay of Liverpool, what I would say is I get where Klopp's coming from. And if there was a replay, I wouldn't be mad, because I think that's reasonable. But I do think a lot of other teams have been under this as well, have not been treated best by the referees and have had decisions like not go their way. I know Brentford last season, I think one of our goals got ruled offside or something, and that could have affected our season. So definitely think they need to sort something out. It's an absolute joke, but we've won, and I think we've just got to. I'm happy there are fans that are saying how they feel about the situation, because it isn't okay for referees to keep making these mistakes. It's happened for years, so it's out of order. But yeah, I think it's important to just say it on our platforms, because I know footballers can't really do that. Winner with a chicken dinner. Martinelli is back. He definitely is. He was incredible. Hey Phil, hope you're okay. Honestly, I'm so happy too. I've still not processed the fact we've beaten Man City 1-0. I feel like I'm in a dream. It feels really incredible. Is it time for Arteta to drop Eddie now? Well, I think Eddie did good in moments. I think he had quite a few chances. I think on the ball he was good, but I feel like he probably won't ever be our main striker. I feel like Jesus is probably that guy, and we do need to bring someone else in, like an Ivan Toney. I reckon if Saka was here today and he could play, he would have played him and dropped Eddie. So yeah, I think Arteta does rate Eddie, and I think Eddie is a good squad player, but I don't think I would have played him today in this game, because it's a very big game, and as much as Eddie tried to make things happen, he just struggles to take his chances. And we didn't really have an awful lot of opportunities today. I felt like today, yes, we had the ball quite a bit and we were making things happen, but I feel like our final third, our creating chances, was the issue, because we did things going forward, but when I think of the chances looking back in the game, I can't tell you a few strong chances we had. But yeah, I think that's something we've definitely got to work on. I felt like we're passing the ball quite a lot, sideways and backwards, instead of going for it more, being more direct. So I definitely think that's something to work on. But yeah, I think with Eddie, we'll just have to see what happens there. It'd be interesting to see that situation, because I do think he's a good player, but I probably don't think he's that guy that would take us to win a league title, him playing every week. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Eddie situation. I think Jesus for me is always our guy up front, but I would want to bring Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins, a striker that will really help us in the team. I've said it for years, refs will bottle giving a defiant yellow if it means a player goes off. Yeah, I just think the referees have always been pretty crap in England. I felt like for a long time things have been against Arsenal growing up as well. So when decisions don't go away, I just don't have the energy to kind of complain about it online anymore. Like, obviously I do tweet the odd thing about it, but I don't get as angry as I used to, because we know they are silly. They make silly decisions, not just against us or Liverpool, other teams. So I try not to, get too angry, because the decisions VAR is just terrible, and a lot of managers are starting to see it now. Phil said Spurs being top on goal difference for the next 2 weeks slightly takes a shine off the win, but they won't be there for long. Honestly, right, with Tottenham, I've seen people are saying, Spurs fans are saying that they're challenging for the league and everything. And honestly, they played Luton Town and they won 1-0. Like, I just think they're getting way too ahead of themselves. I just wish we would have beat them because yes, they were good, but we kind of gifted them the goal, so I felt like it was on us. It sucks, it really does. But I just let Spurs fans talk the talk, and when they start losing games, we'll see. But I feel confident with the league. I think a lot of people have said Arsenal aren't the same Arsenal last season, and we've had a few games where you might have struggled to play that beautiful free-flowing football. So I think we are more resilient this season, and we've got different players. I do have to talk about Declan Rice today because honestly, oh my god, he was sensational. He was incredible, and I think he was perfect. I don't think he did anything wrong. Probably his best performance for us since he's been at the club. I felt like the tackles he made, putting himself on the line at the start of the game, heading the ball out, and that was a really difficult moment because in that moment they would have scored that, and after that it would have been a disaster for us because they would have got more goals. So I think Declan Rice, his athleticism, winning the ball back, running to get the ball, I just love how much he wants to win them duels and help the team. And honestly, what a performance from him. It's hard to pick a man of the match because there were so many, but I just think he was that guy, the star of the show. He was incredible to watch. And honestly, it feels surreal that he's actually still, at Arsenal. I think we have to forget last season. The dynamics of the team is different, but hopefully makes us a better equipped team to win the league. Yeah. Spurs fans are deluded Muppets, more of a chance of me getting next to James Bond. I think it's a bit silly for them to think, they're going to win it. Like, yes, they've won. They've done well, don't get me wrong, and they've won a lot of their games, but let's be real, the Premier League season has just started. It's a hard process to win, to draw every game throughout the season. It's very long, and we did so well last season, but then we came to a point and we struggled. So yeah, I think we've just got to take each game at a time. But yeah, I don't think Spurs are going to win anything. Definitely not. Yeah, that game, the whole way through that game, my anxiety was so bad because if we would have lost that game, I would have been really annoyed because, like I said, Rodri being out, that was our time to win it, to make the most of that opportunity. And also, Haaland was so quiet. Like, he only had, I don't remember him having many touches of the ball. I don't think he ever had many chances. I think he's been quiet for a few weeks, but we kept him quiet today. Honestly, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, honestly, Zinchenko. Defensively, we were immense from the back, honestly. Wow. Yeah, whenever Saliba defended, he did it perfectly. He did it with such calmness, and that's why we signed him. That's why he's here, and I feel like that's why he'll be one of the best defenders in the world, or if not the best. Same with Gabriel. They're just such an incredible partnership. Ben White as well. But defensively, he did really well, getting the ball out of the box, getting the ball out the area, and, making things happen going forward too. I did want to talk about the Rice situation because I know that was a big talking point in the game. I feel like the first half, he was very shaky. He gave the ball away a lot of times, which did concern us as Arsenal fans. And I was thinking maybe Ramsdale should come on because it was really nerve-wracking because he kept giving the ball away and his distribution wasn't that great in the first half. He kept giving it. He wasn't really aiming at the Arsenal players very well, and I was concerned because I know Ramsdale, I feel more comfortable with him at the back. So I do have to say, though, in the second half, he was so much better. I felt like he grew into the game a lot more with confidence. I think, obviously, he's been at Brentford, and when at Brentford to Arsenal, as much as I respect Brentford, it is a different standard. We have to win these games if we're going for the league against Man City. But I do think that he did step up in the second half. I felt like he felt really comfortable. He eased into the game. He just got more into it, which is definitely a positive thing. And yeah, what I love about him is that when Man City or when teams put cross in the box, he's very good at commanding it, winning it. And I think he's learned from a situation because Man City did have a corner and he punched it out really high, and I feel like that was a great, thing from him. And yeah, I think he grew into the game. I think obviously we do love Ramsdale, but I just think Raya has deserved to play. Second half much better. Very happy from him. He got a clean sheet too, which is great. But yeah, I just think it's amazing to beat City. I felt like, yeah, I think we deserved that. I think if it was 0-0, I would say we would be more regretful that we didn't take a chance or we didn't make more opportunities really. So that's, yeah. I was wondering if it was time for much spoken goalie substitution at halftime. Arteta doesn't have the balls. I was thinking that too. I was thinking if he keeps giving the ball away at halftime, we've got to change it, because at least with Ramsdale, I know he does make some mistakes sometimes, but at least with him, I feel comfortable with him because Raya looked so uneasy. I know Man City nearly scored that goal when they were putting pressure on him, and I just thought, I don't think we can deal with this much more. So, wow, that was very stressful. But I'm really glad he grew into the game because I didn't want him to, have a bad game or for fans to be on his back, because I know he is a good goalkeeper, but Man City and Arsenal is a very tough game to play. So just relieved that we've won. Hey Harry, how do you feel about the Chelsea game? Well, going into the game and now, I'm confident that we can beat them. Yes, they have, they've improved, they're getting results back and doing well, performing well, but yeah, I think we're going to do it for sure. And I can't wait to see Chelsea fans have a meltdown. On the timeline, nothing more I want to see than that happen because, I love some of my Chelsea friends online, but I just feel like I feel unstoppable right now. I know we've just beaten Man City and we do need to take it a game at a time, and I've always said that. I won't get carried away by this, but definitely think we've got this. Arteta's too much faith in White. I don't know how after he nearly cost them a goal. Yeah, I think in some way it was good that he kept him on, because he kind of redeemed himself. He had a much better half. He grew into the game with confidence. So yeah, I just think, I'm really confident we can do that. I was so glad we won it from open play rather than a penalty. Yeah, because I know Jesus did go down at a point trying to get a penalty, which personally I felt like it would have been a soft penalty. I don't know if it would have been a penalty for me. I would have taken any day of the week, but yeah, I think it would have been a difficult one to call, really. But yeah, I do want to kind of discuss about Martinelli because, as we know, he did score that winner. I know there was a bit of a deflection, but he earned that goal. When he came on, he was a breath of fresh air. He brought this energy. He was trying to make things happen, and we definitely needed that. I know Trossard don't think he really did a lot in the game, and the issue I thought we had today is we weren't getting enough bodies in the box when we were making things happen. Whenever I saw Arsenal attack, there was like 11 Man City players and like 3 Arsenal players in the box. Like, we needed to go things more. If we're going to attack, put more Arsenal players in the box, because I think in the second half we had like 11 shots, and obviously bar the goal, we had like 1 on target, which we need to try and finish more. A final third is something we need to work on, but I definitely think from the game we are going to be so happy with that. We've not beaten Man City in the league since 2016. That is such a long time. Wow, I'm just so proud of Martinelli. We've really missed him. I think it's been really hard without him on the wing. Him and Trossard have been they've been swapping. Sometimes Trossard's been playing, sometimes Martinelli's been playing, but Martinelli really is an incredible footballer. And yeah, he deserved that goal. He had a fantastic game when he came on, and I'm really happy Arteta brought that change on early on, because we know how much Martinelli loves this club and how much he gives for the badge. So I'm just really happy that he got that goal for him. It's really good for him going forward, and I just think we've got to start him in our games. I know Trossard's great, but I definitely feel like he's got to play. He's got to be there. He's amazing. I really love him. Wow. Yeah, Martinelli is definitely a breath of fresh air. Yeah. Odegaard was having a mad fest. I felt like when Partey came on, I felt like the game got much better. Hi Tyreek, hope you're okay. Yeah, definitely when Partey came on, I know the substitutes I thought were really good. I felt like they were at the right time. The 75th minute. I know that I think it was Tomiyasu, Havertz. Yeah, so I felt like that was a really good thing to happen as well, because we needed them changes, and I think it was the right time, not too soon, but not too late. Good amount of time to change things in the game. And yeah, I just think Havertz as well got that assist, which is really good for him and his confidence. I think it was right for him probably not to start today, and probably come on off the bench. I think right now Arteta is doing the right thing. Don't know if he's ready to just be a starter right now, but I think it was good when he came off. And yeah, I think Arteta's got it right today with those things. And I did want to talk about Arteta because his passion is so lovely to see. People are quite critical of him with, over celebrating and all those things, but I've got to say his passion is one of the reasons why I love him. I think it's so lovely to see. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's just so passionate, and he's Arsenal through and through. And when he was at Man City, Pep would say when they won against Arsenal, he just couldn't celebrate because he just had so much love for this club and a love for us when he was here. So I think that tells you everything you need to know about Arteta, that he gets this club, he loves this club, and he knows what it means to be a Gooner. So very happy that Arteta's our manager, and I can't get my head around with beating Pep, honestly. And Pep did say he did learn a lot from Arteta, not just Arteta, learn a lot from him, and it shows you that Arteta, yes, he makes mistakes sometimes, and yes, he doesn't get everything right, but you can see that we are going in the right direction as a club and things are going our way. Partey had a control, and that pass to Tommy was beautiful. Yeah, we've really missed Partey. I think Jorginho, to be fair, did a good job. I don't think he did much wrong. Thankfully, he didn't give the ball away. But yeah, I definitely feel like Partey made a difference as well. For Odegaard definitely improved more when he came on. Bearing in mind, Benny was a centre-back. He had so much to do in the game, attacking, passing, crossing. Not a normal defender for sure. Honestly, I totally agree. I don't know why England don't ever want to call him up. I mean, I'm kind of glad because he can rest, but Ben White is incredible. I don't think he's human. He's so good. I don't know if he's human, but I love Ben White. And it's his birthday today, I think. So happy birthday. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but if it's his birthday today, I hope he has a great day. He definitely deserves that win. He was amazing. I liked Havertz on the press left to Martin. What do you think about that? Yeah, I agree. I think that position does suit him, and he obviously helped with that goal. I think for him, it's about him finding his right position to help him going forward, because he has been in a few different positions. Like, I don't know what his proper one is. Sometimes he can be up front, midfield, but I definitely think that position does help him, does suit him. So, yeah. I hope the interval doesn't affect this moment. Yeah, I think with the international break coming up, it's sort of hard because we've got this momentum now. We've beaten Man City, who were the champions last season, and we've got this confidence, we've got this belief now, and having, an international break now sucks a bit. Suppose the players can have a bit of a rest, but I just feel like now would be the time, to keep going on to play other teams now next week. So I'd rather it not be now, and the international break, I'm not going to lie, doesn't fill me with excitement. I'm not going to lie. But obviously, as Harry mentioned, we do have Chelsea coming up next. And I think why not? I think we've got this attitude like we don't fear anyone. Going into the game, I did have a feeling today that we weren't going to lose. We were going to get something out of this, and that definitely came across, that we weren't afraid of Man City. And no, we had a few players out injured. We know Partey wasn't playing, we know Saka wasn't playing, and Martinelli was on the bench. But we just had this attitude, this determination that we weren't going to lose today. We've got this, and we're going to fight. I absolutely love when Man City ever were going forward, we're having the ball. All of the players were pressing them. We're trying to get tackles out of them. We're trying to win the ball off them. And that commitment, that determination is why I love this team. And I just think that's what we've got to keep doing. Against Man City, we can beat them. We've just got to take our chances, which we did. Obviously, we had luck after the deflection, but we definitely deserved that win. Martinelli definitely deserved that goal. And I think this is what we just need from the Arsenal team. I think it was an amazing performance. So proud of the team. Very happy, of course. And I think every single player should be proud of themselves, because I'm absolutely proud of them. It was incredible. A friendly against Australia. Yeah, it doesn't really excite me, Phil. I'm not going to lie. I miss Arsenal. But I definitely think this win will be amazing for our confidence. I don't think we have anyone to fear now. I think in the league, we can beat anyone. A game I always think is tough is Anfield, Liverpool. And Liverpool have improved this season. Mo Salah, is getting back on the score sheet. Núñez is having a good season so far. But I think I don't fear anyone in the league, and that's the way to be. If you fear teams, if you fear players, it's gonna be more tough for you. So I'm just so grateful we've won, so proud of the team, and yeah, I just think going forward, I think the positives we can take is so much about Martinelli. Definitely needs to play. He's an important player on the wing. He makes things happen. He definitely brightened up our second half. I just think we need to work on probably getting more players in the box and them trying to make things happen, because there were quite a few chances we had where I think Odegaard, Zinchenko did shoot outside the box, which I actually admire them, and I appreciate that they're going for that chance. But I just feel like they skied it over the bar, and it wasn't a very accurate shot. So I feel like when you play Man City, you don't have many of these games. So you don't have many chances in these games to win. So yeah, it would be good if we did a double against them and won at theirs. But I felt more confident going to the game because with the Emirates, because the support is so incredible. We do have to talk about that now, because the support there was wonderful. You could hear all the chants. I think the North London for Everyone always gives me goosebumps. It's such a beautiful song. It's a big, it connects you to the team, to the fans, the manager, and what Arsenal Football Club's all about. Yeah, it was so lovely, and the chants all the way, you could hear it, and the support is stronger than ever. And I think that's what really spurred the team on. You could see Arteta kind of doing that, trying to get the fans up, get them more louder. And I think that the team really benefit that support, and especially if we're away, the support is still there. The support is stronger. You can hear them. It's louder than ever. And the Emirates was criticised for being a library, but now you can't say that. You can just say there's this positive atmosphere at the Emirates, this support that, in the Wenger days, like I've said on a few podcasts, it wasn't like it was now. So now we are back where we belong, and I think we've got to take this win as a positive, but we do have a long way to go. We know the season's quite long, and by the way, Spurs are still not going to win the league. I think Man City, obviously, it's hard for them. They've lost 2 games in a row, which is a big surprise. Man City, I felt at the start of the season, were unbeatable, and they've lost to Wolves. They've lost to us, and I did feel like if Wolves can beat them, then we've got to give that a chance and go for it, because Man City never ever lose. So I think to beat them, it feels amazing. Pep Guardiola for me is the best manager in the world right now. Yes, Klopp's amazing. He's up there for one of the best with Pep, but Pep right now, they did so good last season, and I'm just so grateful we've won. It feels like a dream come true, but like I've said, take it a game at a time, not get carried away, because the season has only started a few games. But beating Man City, I don't care what people say about us over celebrating. I just say to it, celebrate as much as you want, as loud as you want. If you want to let fireworks off, go for it, because that win to me is is a really important win for us because we've not beaten Man City since 2016 in the league, and we've broke that kind of record, and we can do it again. So enjoy those celebrations, Arsenal fans. Phil says, we've had a problem getting players in the box for years because there is so much obsession with the passing style. We almost forget we need to score. Yeah, I feel like sometimes in the game we're so bothered about playing that beautiful football, and we did do that, but I'd rather always just go for it and, score. We didn't always have to play that perfect, neat, beautiful football. We've just got to score and get that win. So I agree with you, Phil. I think sometimes we have too much possession and we need to just, get that goal and score, because I'm glad we did it in the end though. Hey Andrew, I hope you're okay. Thank you for coming on here. We ended with a stronger team than we started with. Opposite of the Spuds game, lifted us more dynamic. Hey, hello. Hope you're okay. Lovely to see you on here too. PYUK. I think there's. Yes, we certainly did. Hi, hope you're okay. By the way, thank you for joining us as well. It feels incredible. I think last season we were all very deflated with that, losing at the end. But I think the team this season will use this and come back stronger from this. And I think that win is massive for us. Tactical masterclass by Arteta. Yeah, definitely. I did think it was actually going to be a draw, and I've said this, that a draw, considering recent years that we've been battered 5-0, we've kind of lost 1-0, but it's been quite we've lacked that character. And I felt like in the game today, a draw, yeah, we want a win, but I felt like the performance was so incredible. The tackles we were putting in, the team were just so determined to play for the badge, to win this game, to make something happen. And I think the team is incredible. I've got to say, Declan Rice is worth every penny. He, to me, was that star of the show today. Even though there were so many, people were complaining about how much money it was, but I honestly don't care. The fact we have the money to get him and the fact it paid off is amazing, and he is an Arsenal player, so I love him. We were resilient, looked so much stronger mentally than last season. I definitely think the mentality thing is the big thing, because last season I felt like, not that there's anything wrong with this, I felt like we were going for it very soon. And I think it's good to save our energy for the last bit of the season. Obviously, we're still putting that energy in now, but we're sort of saving a bit. I feel like, we're saving it, but we're still doing good, and we're not rushing into anything. We're taking it game by game, not getting too carried away, which I love. And, like you said, we are resilient, and I think that's important to do. We won't always win playing beautiful football. Today we did do that, but there'll be times where you do have to kind of win ugly, you won't always play amazing. And like Phil said, sometimes you just got to take your chances, and not always play that neat football, just go for it. But I'm just so happy that we're much stronger this season. We've not let the end of last season affect us too much, which I think is important. Martinelli was definitely man of the match. Definitely, it's hard. I said there's so many that impressed me. He was definitely up there. Can't forget iPad Albert. Yeah, we can't forget him. He's definitely up there. He's Arteta's guy that always celebrates with him as well. And I just love to see how passionate Arteta is when he celebrates. He just wears his heart on his sleeve. He's just like us, an Arsenal fan. We were embarrassed at City last season. It shows we are closer. Yeah, I definitely think, last season, when we played them, I feel like there was still a bit of a gap. Yes, we were ahead of them in the season for most of it, but I felt like they were a bit ahead of us, and we're sort of closing that now. Definitely think we're better than them today. I know they did have a few players missing, but I don't think that should be an excuse, because at the end of the day, we'd had players missing too, and we've had to deal with injuries, and Saka's probably one of our most consistent and best players on the pitch, and he wasn't playing. But that's how football works. Injuries happen, but I think to have beaten Man City, this Man City team that's incredible, is a massive thing for us. And like Phil said, last season we were getting there. We weren't quite there yet, but we are definitely we are close to them. I think I don't think we should get carried away right now, because obviously we've got Champions League games, we'll have other competitions, and we've got to be careful to balance out other competitions as well as the league. But I think right now things looking really positive for us. Hey David, missed a goal. I was on my way to work. Great result there. Oh, I'm gutted you missed that goal. Yeah, we all went crazy when Martinelli scored that. And yeah, it was a great game for sure. I think people said it was boring. I wish it was boring. For me, it was nerve-wracking. I just wanted us to score. I felt like it could have gone either way at the end, because Man City, we could do great all game, and then they've got one opportunity and they can just punish us, and it would feel like our hard work has been for nothing. Because we need them 3 points. Andrew said City were at the most vulnerable. It would have been criminal to not take full advantage of that, especially at home. Yeah, I think that was the most important thing, the fact we took advantage of that. And in fact, they didn't have a few of their good players today, but we still managed to, get that win, perform really well. I think that was probably the most important thing. And like I said, if we would have lost that with, not taken advantage of that, it would probably have hurted. I think it would have really stung if we hadn't have won that, or drawn that, and they would have won it, because I felt like we were much better. I think they did have some good chances. Going forward, you always get nervous when City are on attack, because, Haaland was so quiet today, I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to jinx anything in the game, but yeah, he could have not even played. Like, I didn't even know he was playing. He didn't do much. He made a few good touches, but apart from that, I just felt like he was missing a bit. He's a big player for them, and yeah, it was very quiet from him. P White UK says, here's Martinelli from San Paulo, and he plays for Arsenal. Love that. Yeah, Martinelli, wow, great player we have. And it felt like without Redburn, that Foden was trying to carry the team, and Holland didn't step up. Yeah, I felt like Foden was trying all his best to do what he could, but I didn't feel like, yeah, Holland was very. Yeah, I think they have this great partnership on the pitch, and when they're not together, it's just not the same, really. I think that was definitely missed in the game for sure. But I think for us, it's the fact, we took the most out of that. I think when we play them again, it will be different, but I still think we've got this in the bag. We can do it. I feel confident now that we can take on the world. But I've said this to take it, game by game. And yeah, I can't get over the fact we've beaten Man City. I definitely think being at home was our advantage, but I still feel like, we've took the most of that, and we did everything we could. So I do think going forward, we can smile, we can celebrate as much as we want. I just can't believe, I'll be celebrating for ages. The whole of the international break, I'll be thinking about this amazing win, because, this was a massive game for us, and I felt like we've done it, and I can't be more proud of these teams, even if we drew. And I knew going to the game, it would have been hard on the players, because if we'd have lost, there's been a lot of criticism online, but the fact we've won, I think what I noticed as well, like when we lose, all of it, the hate and the criticism goes on Havertz. And when we, obviously when we win, I know when we win, we're happy, we've gotten 3 points, but I felt like Havertz does get it quite difficult. He's like the scapegoat, which I don't think he should be, because it's not always on his fault. So I don't think it's always fair on him, but I think it's nice. It's an amazing time to be online when we've won. Do you think Ramsdale still has a say for the place in goal? Obviously, it's a hard choice right now, because I think Arteta wants Raya in goal, and I think Ramsdale, it's going to be hard for him to get his place back. And if he does leave, I feel like that'll be quite hard to watch, because I personally really love and respect Ramsdale, especially the journey he's been on. So I don't think he'll come back in now. It's hard. How can you put him in after Raya did pretty well in the second half? I do expect him to play in like cup games though, because I feel like, Raya will probably have a rest them. But yeah, I didn't expect things to go this way. I probably wanted Ramsdale to play a bit more, but ultimately, Raya's deserved to play. I think the first half, I think it's a big game against Man City. I don't want to be too harsh on Raya because it's a big step up, But I feel like he adjusted to the game better. The team got more confident with him in back. But I always felt a bit nervous because I felt like, if he made that mistake at the back, it might be on him. But I would like to see Ramsdale get more chances, but I feel like at the moment in the league, the players at the back need to get used to Raya and the goalkeeper, whoever that is. So ultimately, I just want Arsenal to do well, which players in goal. But I ultimately want to see Raya here Ramsdale here for a long time at Arsenal. But right now, it's hard to see that because he obviously doesn't get game time, and it must be tough on him too. Because he has got us to where we are right now. Champions League, he definitely deserves more time in them. But I kind of think it's sad how it's ending with Ramsdale. But ultimately, Raya deserves to be starting because he's done really well. I feel like we have a talisman over the pitch. Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Martinelli, Jesus and Herbgard. Yeah, I feel like I just think our team is just incredible. I think we can go for the league again. I just think it's going to be hard, really. We've just got to take it a game at a time, but I'm loving this team right now. I hope Partey comes in for Jorginho next Premier League game in high intensity when he struggles. Yeah, I do think Partey is probably better than Jorginho, definitely. I think he's more I think he's the better player you'd want to see. I think Jorginho is probably in his last year or two. At the high level. He's probably got a few more years to go. But I just think right now, I think I think he's getting his fitness back up now, which is what we need. So probably right to bring Jorginho and stay and not play him too much. But I think, definitely agree with Andrew. I definitely think him coming back in. So yeah. I can't get into the Rami thing. Arteta's made his mind up, and if I was Rami, I'd want to leave. It will upset fans, but I wouldn't blame them. It is hard because if Ramsdale left, I would be so gutted because I like the fact that he's an English goalkeeper. That him as a character, him as a person, he's so likable, and obviously he's a great goalkeeper as well, and I wouldn't want to sell him at all. It is a tough one to call, but like you said, if he's not playing and Arteta's, I know there always has to be two goalkeepers, one as like a backup and one won't play many games, but I would be quite, I'd accept that. It's like with Tierney. If Tierney leaves Arsenal, I'll miss him, but I would understand. And that's the same with Ramsdale. Yeah, people have said he might leave in January, which I don't think he will unless he's that unhappy. But yeah, it's obviously a tough one to call, really. But yeah, I think let's enjoy this win. We're going to international break. We're joint top with Spurs, which I hope will overtake them. But it's just nice to be ahead of Man City now. And it shows you that we're not messing about. We are going to go for the league again. We're trying to go for it. We're trying to, our mindset's much better than it ever has been. And we do want to win, which I think is important. But yeah, I've been on here for like 40 minutes. I'll stay on here for a few more minutes because I know a few people have just joined. So hi Niall. What a great result for us for sure. It just feels like an amazing time to be an Arsenal fan. Also, sadly, the Arsenal women didn't manage to get a win, but we did get a point. So I think it's been a good weekend for Arsenal. Shame United and Chelsea won, but I can't complain. This win feels incredible for us. And I can't wait to see other people's reaction to this on YouTube because nice to see other Arsenal fans happy, I believe, because it's been a hard time for us and we deserve this. Joint top with Spurs. I can't listen to those words coming out your mouth at Winston. Yeah, that feels horrible. Spurs won't be up there for long, because of the ref. Yeah, they wouldn't even be up there if it wasn't for the referee. And to be honest, I just think, we're going to be up there for a while, and I'm very proud of everything we're doing. And you mustn't forget, when we drew Fulham and Spurs, people went crazy saying that we weren't going to go for the league, and look at us now. We're literally up there going for it. And yes, it's early on, but we're still going to do it. So let's enjoy this win, and hopefully we'll be on it for the league. But I hope you guys do enjoy the international break. I know the Arsenal women are playing, I think, next weekend, so we have that to watch, which I will love. But yeah, guys, I've been on for about 45 minutes, so I'm going to end the stream now. It's been an absolute honour to talk to you all about the game. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. It was a fantastic one. A big thank you to all of you for coming on here, asking me questions, talking to me about the stream, about the game as well. Thank you so much, Phil, for celebrate all, and thank you so much for asking me questions, for joining in. I do appreciate it. And if any of you are new, please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Love being on here today, but I hope you all have a good evening, whatever you're doing, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.